Hey everybody, today we'll be doing our company strategy in Mexico. We'll be talking about aerospace engineering. Today's presenters are Tesla, Greg, myself, Carla, Thomas, and Sam. An introduction to aerospace engineering in Mexico. This is a growing and innovative industry in Mexico, and is a top priority for the government. It requires specialists that are able to create and design new technology. They help solve the country's problems, national problems, and they create new and innovative projects for the country. The main products that they create are airplanes, helicopters, drones, satellites, and spacecrafts. It is a competitive labor force. This is why the government is in alliance with universities and businesses to help create a steady stream of talent for this engineering potential. It is an ideal location for manufacturing and engineering. Mexico's geographical destination is a key advantage for that. They are in borders with the largest aerospace craft engineering, which is the United States. Bordering up with this country has helped them grow significantly. Also, there are a lot of countries that are looking to invest into this country, Mexico, because it is growing very largely. This is making Mexico a very top choice for many foreign investors that are looking to stay in this industry, the aerospace, engineering, and manufacturing. And this is why we have chosen this country to make business in aerospace engineering. We think it will be very successful, and we will get many investors that are interested in there. Thank you.
So before we discuss our company strategy, we want to go over the summary of our country choice. We chose Mexico based on their participation in NAFTA. We believe that it makes a good choice because it's easy to do business and easy to move product back and forth from the home country in the US and the host country in Mexico. Lower wages, lower costs of doing business, and an expanding middle class also influence our choice in Mexico. We also see that Mexico has a large pool of skilled workers, which is exactly who we're looking for in an engineering and manufacturing capacity.
Moving on, we will discuss the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. First, we have the strengths. To start, its location in Monterrey, Mexico. Monterrey, Mexico is the third largest economy in Mexico. It has easy access to all forms of transportation. We have the ability to use hydroelectric power, and the raw materials such as metal and steel needed are manufactured in the same city. Additionally, they are part of 46 free trade agreements, including the North American Free Trade Agreement. This means they have a stable political and economic landscape, and they're ready for growth. Discussing the weaknesses, we are a new company in a new territory. We will experience trial and error firsthand. If we make a mistake that is too costly, it could jeopardize the success of the company. Additionally, we are opening a very competitive country for the aerospace industry. This may cause setbacks as already established companies may succeed based on their maturity. Now looking at the opportunities, we're surrounded by 5 educational institutes. This means that there's a plethora of graduates that can help develop and grow the company. Additionally, the growing middle class means that there's an urge to expand knowledge and then the want to work. Also, we have the transitional strategy, which means that we're operating in an area where it's going to cost a little bit less to operate. Now finally discussing the threats, contrary to an opportunity, the transactional strategy, the new territory means new learning curves. Also, funding. Securing funding to cover startup and operating costs does pose a threat. Finally, time to market. Strong due diligence must be made when developing products because the creation time is long and there's no room for error. Any mistakes can set us back long enough to cause a negative financial impact.
Alright guys, so now we will be doing the industry analysis for Mexico. Mexico has one of the largest economies in the world, and Mexico also does a lot of trading with the United States for goods and services. that is a great thing because they are so close, and aerospace will require a lot of products needing to be importing or exporting or trading in general. And the National Guard is the spending priority for Mexico. That is very beneficial to starting such an advanced business because crime will be maintained or attempted to be kept at a minimum. The unemployment rate is extremely low and only rising 2% from the COVID pandemic. So it was around 3%, and it went up to 5% during the pandemic. But even being said that, the 3% is extremely low and 5% is still relatively low. So it will be very good to find employees, people are willing to work, and we will get the business going. And the economy is extremely diverse, having many types of businesses, anything from high tech to a manufacturing business. And that is extremely good because the market will be ready for something as advanced as our aerospace engineering business. And they're also among the world's leading producers of many minerals, including silver, fluorite, zinc, and mercury. Thank you.
So for our overall strategy, we're looking at a transnational strategy. Now, typically, when you think of transnational strategy, you think of a company such as McDonald's, where you're making a modified menu or some kind of modified offering that is specific to the country you're moving into. In this case, the transnational strategy is looking at what exactly we're doing in Mexico. We're looking to specifically focus on parts, engineering, and manufacturing. We plan to partner with an existing manufacturing company so that we can focus on making new parts that are lighter weight, easier to manufacture, and that will influence the work that is done in our other divisions that are working towards making more efficient aircraft in general.
For our marketing strategy, we are going to be using B2B or B2G. B2G stands for business to government. I also believe that can help us a lot because the government supports aerospace engineering so much that they're willing to fund it. The recruitment of the talent that we're going to get is going to be young people from the labor workforce. These young people are coming right out of university. They will be full of ideas. Investors are always very keen to support people, young adults full of ideas that are willing to make new technology. The government has supported aerospace engineering and components ever since 2006. They have also established a 0% import duty rate for foreign companies to invest into them. I believe that Mexico has the foundation for this business to succeed. We believe that the alliance between the government, businesses, and university is the best marketing strategy moving on forward. This will lead the young talent that we want to succeed for the future. This will also ensure that foreign investors are comfortable with the decisions that they're having. This has been backed up by the government, ensuring that what they are putting out forward, such as the courses in the universities, are the best that they can have for the future of the country. Thank you so much.
Now we're going to move on to the financial strategy portion of this discussion. For the cash flow needs statement, there's an upfront expenses that are required to open a new division, including setting up new offices, engineering labs, and basic workplace infrastructure. So we will require a sizable investment. Income granted will be based on results produced by engineers and the ability to partner with a local manufacturing company. If engineers are immediately successful in developing new parts that are either more fuel efficient or cheaper to produce, we will be recognized almost immediately. Those in the aerospace industry find most of their money through different government sectors, like the Department of Defense, NASA, and the military. The best way to acquire funding will be to find funding from the U.S. government or a different country's government for contract work for their different sectors that are invested in the aerospace field. Other funding should be found through private investing and used to fund projects for commercial airplanes in order to diversify and provide a more long-term source of profit. The time to market for products made using aerospace engineering take a long time to see the light of day. This means that the company will not be able to profit from the products or services being developed in the facility. Most funds for operation will be coming from investment to compensate for the lack of incoming revenue. And in terms of our expenses, the majority of the cost of the company will be in labor and in a facility to house the engineers. The labor market in the U.S. hovers around $57 an hour and around $120,000 a year for engineers. If we take this into consideration when moving Mexico, we should expect to see a lower cost of labor for HCNs. This country has an overall lower cost for labor, but PCNs that move over from the parent country will expect to be paid more for moving away. There must also be a consideration for teaching HCNs in the company. If they hire local, then those who live there will have to be educated on the subjects that they will need for working. Lucky other companies have been in Mexico and done this for other types of technical jobs, so we can lower the cost of educating HCNs if we scoop some of those people up. In regards to human resource management, the most important question our company will face in creating a new division in Mexico is how the division will be staffed. We believe the company should end up using a mixture of host country nationals and parent country nationals in order to best fit the needs of the organization in this new country. We should use PCNs initially in order to teach the responsibilities of the job and best implement the organization culture desired by the parent company to the HENs employed by the organization. This will ensure HCNs can best do their job. PCNs will be the fill role of the teacher as well as lead the HCNs by example. HCNs are important in the new company since they are a cheaper source of labor and a major source of reducing costs for the company. They will need to be educated in order to properly do their job, but this may not always be the case. Technical jobs have been moving to Mexico as major corporations move their labor and teach Mexicans how to do more advanced technical jobs. If the company moves to Mexico, then they should try to get these workers in order to reduce the cost of training HCNs. The HR requirements are to be able to design, test, and manufacture airplane components for use in planes, and the ability to construct proposals for projects and be able to determine if the company can deliver on those project goals. HR will also require that workers are capable of determining if projects are safe, if they can conform to project specs, engineering requirements, and environmental regulation, and determine quality standards for the products and ensure that those product requirements are met. Lastly, we will require people who can evaluate parts of the plane in order to determine problems to solve or to improve upon current designs for our airplane parts. These requirements allow for the company to manage themselves, ensure quality, and provide feedback into their system for the purpose of producing the best products possible. This plan will provide the best possible workers with the best possible quality with the best possible price. Mexico fits what the company will want in many ways, and we should accommodate the move so the company can take a giant step in becoming one of the best in their industry.
For manufacturing and logistics, manufacturing, Mexico has a really key geographical destination where they can support their own foundations, such as raw materials. As you can see, there's a lot of metal that goes into making spacecrafts, airplanes, helicopters, all of this. Product sourcing will be coming from within, meaning that Mexico can produce their own raw materials. As we can see in this picture, we do require a lot of metal to create airplanes, spacecrafts, helicopters, you name it. But the talent is also found in Mexico, meaning that the universities are going to bring out that raw talent that we are looking for to help with the technology moving on forward in the future. In supply chain management, we have found that different regions focus on different products, making it a little bit hard to move components from one area to another. but at the same time, there have been top leaders of OEMs that have invested into Mexico's making of aerospace engineering, which have helped the local supply chain management. And for distribution, like I had talked a little bit, there are a lot of regions that have different components of making these spacecrafts, airplanes, you name it. But at the same time, Mexico's government is very happy and willing to help any country that wants to invest into them. They will be giving them a 0% duty-free import of the components inside to Mexico. So this is a very good incentive for these investors to come into Mexico and open the businesses that they want. Thank you.
When deciding to start a business, the location of the business is a crucial decision you must make in the early stages. The location can play a key part in success or failure of the business. The main factors you must analyze to help determine your location are raw material supply, transportation, labor supply, and power supply. With these factors at the forefront of our decision, we decided that the operating of an aerospace engineering plant would be best suited in Monterrey, Mexico. First, Monterrey is known for its heavy industries such as ironworks and steelworks that produce steel, sheet rolls, and an array of other metals. The main mechanical components of any aircraft, spacecraft, missile, or weapon are metal. With Monterrey hosting manufacturing plants for steel and metal, the raw materials will be in our backyard. This will mean that the lead times on acquiring these materials will be decreased, and the cost to purchase these materials would also be lower. As an operating standpoint, we have the foundation to run more efficiently than if we were farther away from these metal resources. Next, the transportation for both our products and employees is very convenient. Monterrey is located in the northeastern portion of Mexico, right under Texas. This location provides access to the Gulf of Mexico, railroads, main highways, and both Monterrey International Airport and Del Norte International Airport. Since all forms of transportation are covered through these routes, we can easily ship or fly goods across the world. The cost of doing so will be less because it takes less distance to transport the products from the plant to either the airport or cargo ships. Saving on time will help decrease transportation fees, which will allow us to allocate those funds elsewhere or price our products more competitively. Additionally, our employees have easy access to the plant as they can travel by car through the main highways passing through or by train through the constant stopping points along the railroad. Furthermore, labor supply in Monterrey is not an issue to worry about. As the third largest economy in Mexico, Monterrey has a large population ranging from wealthy, middle class, and lower class. The plant will create more jobs that will require more laborers and upper management positions. Also, Monterrey is home to the Monterrey Institute of Technology and Higher Education, which is one of Mexico's largest educational institutions. The city is also the site for Nuevo León University, La Bastida University, the Regiomontana University, and the University of Monterrey. These educational institutes will graduate many students that have potential to fill job positions, as well as help develop new products and grow the business. Finally, the power supply is an important factor that could affect the business. We can use natural gases to run our plant, but this is not as eco-friendly and will cause pollution. With the access to the Falcon Dam and local rivers, the plant can utilize hydroelectric power. By eliminating the need for natural gases as power, we can establish ourselves as an environmentally friendly company. This title means a lot of people, specifically investors and customers, could hold this true, and it could potentially give us a better advantage in business. We will also be eligible for many incentives and tax advantages for being green. Monterrey will be the home of our aerospace engineering plant, as it has a strong foundation providing raw materials, transportation, labor, and green energy. We will only have one large location and will evaluate the success of the company before we make any decisions to expand.
Alright guys, so now we will discuss the conclusion. So we came to the conclusion that Mexico would be a great place to start our aerospace engineering business. First of all, the location strategy indicates that the population in Monterrey is very large and the employees will be willing to work. Many of these citizens have already worked in heavy labor industries, so they will be slightly familiar with the aspect and will fall right into place. And Monterrey has a strong foundation of providing raw materials, transportation, labor, and green energy, as I stated before, and these are all essential components that we're going to need for our business to succeed and progress. And as stated in the industry analysis, the minerals Mexico is known for will also be a huge help. And a very important part is that Mexico has 46 free trade agreements, which shows that they are willing for opportunity and to allow our business to enter the market. Thank you.